Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make a necklace and earrings. Pretty simple ones, tiny for my taste, but I think they are going to be really pretty. These are all items from my stash, so let's turn down and we'll get started. I have two little piles here. This is the pile for the earrings. We're going to push that aside for right now. And this is the pile for the necklace. We have a little gold wire. We're going to hook that onto our beautiful little pendant piece here. And then above the pendant piece, we're going to put this crystal and, well, the clear and the purple crystals with a double bead cap between. And then that's going to hook on to this tiny little bell. And then from there, we're just going to put it on some coreana chain. And we're not even going to do anything else. We're just going to let it swing around where it wants to. And we're just going to, this is the closure parts for the coreana chain. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is take this little piece of wire. I think I only cut about 3 inches maybe. And I hope that's plenty. And I didn't need 4. Oh, it's not even 3. It's about 2 1/4 or 3/4. So let's, that should let me wrap about right here. I'm only going to give a little because I don't have a lot of excess wire here. So then we're going to bring this up and around and over, bring it down, bring it around, leave a gap. I didn't leave a gap, so I'm going to have to fix that. And then lollipop it, slide our piece onto it. Then we're going to grab it again with our pliers, push the wires together, and then we're going to wrap this a couple of times. So take our pliers and pull this baby around. And as I say, we're probably only going to get 2 out of it. That's fine. I'm going to cut this last tiny little piece off. Being careful that I just cut this wire that I'm wanting to cut, not my base wire or my loop. Oops, need the pliers, not the... And then we're going to tuck that in good. Now once that's tucked in, we'll check to see if she's straight and if all of our little loops are where we want them. Straighten her out if she's not. Needs to be turned just a hair's breadth, it looks like. So there's the little crystal. Now we're going to put on this beautiful faceted crystal here, our double bead cap, and our purple crystal. Now since I'm going to put that directly into my bail, and my bail goes this way, when it hangs, it's so tiny, when it hangs, it's going to hang this way, so we need to bring our bead thing. And again, I'm only going to give us a little bit. We're going to go in here. Now, because I didn't give it a lot, there's not a lot of excess room coming here, and that's fine. So then we'll bring her around, lollipop her. We left a small gap. We want to feed. Okay, it's not lollipopped enough. It's still forward that way, so we need to bring her back some more. Now where'd that little bail go? There it is. Now we'll feed this baby onto here. Now this is tiny, so there we go. Now we'll bring our wires together and wrap these up. One, 2 and 3. Now that just tried to go upwards, and I'm going to have to check that little trick. Bring her down. Oops, hold on there, baby. See, so the front is right here. So we want that to go over just a bit more. If we can get it to, we will just let it take the whole thing. But I'm not sure we'll get it to. Let's see. There we go. So now we need to see if our bail is hanging properly to our front piece, and it looks pretty good. So now we just have one little trick to do, and that is just to feed. Now I think this is about 20 inches of coreana chain. So let's check it out. $12. And yep, actually it's almost 21. So that's good. So now we're going to just feed our little bail. And we could have got away without even putting the bail on. We could have just used the loop for our wire here. As you can see here. And now we're just going to pull it up nice and even. Now, because I'm not going to crimp it down there, I'm going to let it just slide as it sees fit. I don't even need to worry about if crimping that down there. All I need to do is crimp up here. And in order to do that, we have to feed the coreana chain. Come on, baby, go through the clamshell. Through the clamshell. And we want to do this on both sides. Now this side went onto the clamshell much easier. So this is the one we're going to crimp first, so that, because this one's not going to slide off. So we've got these teeny little crimp beads here, and we want to feed one of those on. Oops, just came right back off. So let's, one thing about working with coreana chain, it's very pretty, it's very elegant, it's very delicate, but it slips around like a limp noodle. So there we go, we got our crimp on here again. We need to get our regular crimping pliers. These are the type that have 2 notches. The first one, the top one up here closest to your handle, has a little tooth in it, which is going to do a little bend in your crimp bead or tube, whichever you're using. And then you go and turn it sideways so your bend is in the middle, and squish it with the top one. So how we're going to do that is we're going to grab our crimp bead in our pliers. Oops, it just fell out. So we need to put our chain back in again. But we don't want to go very far. We just need the last little bit of chain to go in there. There it is. We want to pull it back till you can just barely see it, and crimp. Now see how it did a bend right in the middle of our bead there? Don't know if you can see it. And so you want to take that bend and you want to go opposite direction, put it in the top one, and squish again. And there's our crimp in place. So now we'll bring our clamshell back up, give it a tug, and push it together like so. And I'm going to take my pliers, sorry I don't need you wire, and bring it and and pull it together pretty good here. Now I'm gonna, while I'm working on this side, I might as well just get this we'll get this oval smaller. This is the medium oval jump ring. We want to go through both these loops that are on the clamshell, and then we're going to go on our lobster claw and close her up. Bing. Now I did test this lobster claw to see if it was working properly, and it is, so no problem there. So now we're back. We don't need these anymore. Well, we will when we do the earrings, but right now we don't. So now we're at this again. Bing. The other side. And we want to grab that little bead. So then now I put it in the side with the tooth, and now we're going to feed the chain through just a little bit. See, it's just barely coming out, and I'm going to squish it. And now we're going to turn, put this sideways so that the squish is facing up, and squish again. And there we go. That crimp is on there. Now we'll pull our clamshell back up into place and push it together. And now that that's together, we will take our jump ring, our big jump ring, and open it up and put it through both of the little loops in our clamshell. You have to get both. If you don't, then the clamshell can open back up, and you don't want that to happen. So there we go. There is our necklace all finished. Very simple, but I think it's going to be, but it's very pretty. See how that, oops, that's the upside down. Just flip her over, and maybe it wasn't upside down. There we go. So there's our pretty little necklace all done. Now we're just going to make the earrings just the same way as we made the pendant, but instead, of course, going into this little bail, we will be going into some little ear studs. So I don't need my crimping pliers anymore. We won't be using them. But let's move our little necklace to the back and bring our pieces forward for our earrings. Now, I don't like these little backs. I've had them fall off on me before. So I like these kind with the silicone piece in here. So we're going to switch those out. And actually, I didn't need to do that right away. That's why I didn't push it all the way on, because it's easier when you're wire wrapping into these if you do not have a here's the jump rings. If you do not have the nut on, I'm not going to wire wrap onto those because if somebody wanted a different type of ear wire, I would probably want to change it out for them. And in order to change it out for them, we would have to have a jump ring in here so that they could be changed. So we've got one of these for each and a jump ring. So that's our two earrings. So let's get started on those. So we're going to make these earrings just the way we made our pendant, with our little hook onto our little pendant, our little dangle piece, go up, hook up our bead, put in our beads, and then we will wrap up the end in order to hook it on to our ear stud. So really simple. So first thing we want to do, of course, is do our bend. And our wrap it around, drop it down, bring it over, leaving a gap, and lollipop it. And I didn't leave a gap, so there we go. Now we'll feed our pendant piece on. Come on, baby, I felt you go. There we go. Hold it with your pliers. Bing, where the wires come together. And then take your second and wrap that up. 1 and 2. Now this slid, so I'm going to push it up some. And I'm going to cut it off right here because this is the back and this is where I want it to stay. So get that little notch cut off and tuck it in a little bit better. Now we want to see how it's hanging here. Looks relatively good. Well, it is tipped to the one side a little bit, so let's straighten that up. There we go. Now we want the clear one, the double bead cap, and the purple one. Now because we're jump ringing these onto here, ordinarily I would go this way so that it would go hardwire on, but I don't want to hardwire it on. I want to jump ring it, so we want to go this way so the bend is opposite this circle here. So we will bend it right here, put in our bell making pliers, bring her up and around and over, bring her up, bring her lollipopper, and there is our, now we have to hold the wires where they come together and wrap them up. No, stay here. Now this wire is trying to go upwards, so I'm going to give it a little maneuvering here to make it behave, hopefully. There we go. Now you can see it's sitting a little bit sideways, so we're going to straighten that up. This one at the bottom is a little sideways as well. I think we're good now. Now to finish it up, all we need to do is to open this jump ring. Go through here and through the notch on our earring. We want to be careful that we're making sure that we're both fronts, that the front of our earring post and the front of our little pendant piece is going the same way. I suppose we'd call it a charm since it's on the earring rather than on a necklace. And there we go. There's our first one done. Isn't that pretty? So as you can see, that matches the necklace quite nicely. And now we need to make our second earring. Okay, so we want to do this exactly the same way as we did this one. You know, if you really wanted a really short earring and you weren't into long length at all, you could just attach this little charm or pendant piece, however you want to call it, directly on to your ear stud. See, like so. Just use your jump ring and hook it directly, and that would still make a very, very pretty earring. Also, you could do that same thing on your necklace. Just hook the right to your little bail piece, and it would also make a very pretty, very delicate necklace. So let's get this going. So again, we just want to do our fold over on our smaller of our bells, up and around and over, bring her down, bring her around, leave a gap, and lollipop. See. Feed on our pretty little crystal. Hold where they come together and pull it around. 1 and 2. And I believe 2 is all I gave it. It is. So we're going to bring this so it's more towards the front here, but still in the back, and cut this little extra piece of wire off. Then we'll tuck it in tight. Check to see how straight she is. She's not bad. Put on the clear crystal, the double bead cap, the purple crystal. Now we want this to go the opposite way like we did this time. So we need to roll it a little bit till we see the eye and bring this over and down. Then we get our bell making pliers again, go into here, up and around and over, bring her all the way around, lollipop it, there we go, like so. Now we'll grab it where the wires come together, take our second pair of pliers, and do our wraps. And that just slid down the base bar, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to push it back up and bring it up and over. There we go. Whoa, pulled it right out of my other plier. So now we need to get hold of it again and bring it around. Okay, this is where I want to end it, so we'll cut this last little bit off and tuck it in. Now I can see that I've got it crooked, so we have to straighten her up. Definitely crooked. Now that looks pretty good. Now we want to hook on our ear post and we are done. So open up your jump ring. Just hold it with one plier, take hold of the other, give it a slight twist. And through here, make sure we're looking to make sure we're going the right direction with our stud. Turn it back into place and slide it to the back, and there we go. There is our earrings. And of course our matching necklace using this really delicate coreana chain to make it be very delicate set. Aren't those pretty? I hope you enjoyed making these with me. I think they turned out quite cute. though we could have used a slightly bigger bell. I used the small one because it works on the coreana chain just great. But if we had used a bigger one, it would have been a little more even as far as our set is concerned. But it's good. So there's our earrings and our necklace. Aren't those gorgeous? Oh, our beautiful, beautiful little set of earrings and necklace that we made from items from our stash. There's the pretty earrings. See how long they are? Actually, they're not a bad length. I rather like them. Anyway, there's our little earrings. Aren't those pretty? And our matching necklace using just some coreana chain to make that keep that delicate, elegant look to it. See. Very pretty little necklace and earring set. I hope you enjoyed making these with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we've been making these little beauties with items from my stash. I think that these little purple pieces are so pretty. Anyway, again, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.